Just have to make sure it's hitting record. Okay, Fence Walker here with Jr. What is most important?
That's a very broad question. In what context do you want?
What context would you like to put it in? Put it in as many contexts as you would like.
Gosh, as far as for personal gain, I guess education.
Yeah.
Education helps a lot. Education in many areas is the defining factor of how far you go in life. It defies education.
Okay. Any other perspectives on what's most important?
Organization, being
that helps with education.
Planning.
Okay. Second question is, it's kind of a two-parter. What is your history with religion? And describe the point at which you decided it was or was not for you.
Well, I come from a Jewish family. We didn't grow up in a devout household. I went to temple school from age 8 to 12. And never got. I was a few months shy of getting my bar mitzvah. I never got it because my mom got in a fight with the school and pulled my sister and I out of it. I never really cared much about it. I listened to my parents. They said there was a God, so I said, okay, there's a God. But I never really thought about it much over than that, and I didn't really care about it. My mom would threaten me with it sometimes. Or she would try to justify his existence by if she was annoyed by me, and then I bumped my arm or tripped over something. She said, "See right there, that's God punishing you."
Yeah.
Try to use that to intimidate me. When I was around 11, 12, suddenly occurred to me that all this religion stuff that I'm learning seems like they just sort of came up with it because they didn't understand how science worked. They didn't understand how what we do now. And I said that out loud, which probably wasn't a good idea because I was in my temple school at the time, a religious school, so they were not particularly pleased with me.
Yeah.
But I didn't really care that much, and really, like I always said, my Super Nintendo was far more entertaining to me at the time. And by that time, my Nintendo 64 was too. I didn't really. I call myself an atheist, but I didn't really do anything about it besides saying that I was. But there really isn't anything you have to do. An atheist is just if you don't believe in God, you're an atheist.
Yeah.
I started learning about younger creationism when I was in my late teens, and when YouTube premiered, that was the idiots of the world had a medium to spread their stupidity to others easily for free.
Mm-hmm.
And I started seeing creationist videos appear. I saw stuff from Dr. quote unquote. He's not a doctor. I don't think he has a high school degree. Kent E. Hovind, who just got his PhD. He got it in 3 months from a uncredited diploma mill university. That sits out. It's a trailer that's sitting out in the desert in Colorado. And I saw videos debunking him and other type of creationists from Thunderfoot, Pothole 54, and I saw I started learning more about biology, the geology, and the other types of sciences that creationists butcher. I would see the creationist videos, and I wouldn't know why they're wrong. I would just hear them and I know that sounds like bullshit. I don't know why exactly, but I know this is wrong. Mm-hmm. Or I would hear things that I knew was wrong instantly, but I just couldn't believe that anyone would actually be so uneducated as to not understand this. But it really, that's what it really got to me. Like what I said, education is important. That's how I really learned how important education is. I'm a computer engineer, and I learned so much about phylogeny, which is a branch of biology, and just understanding that helped me gave me a broader understanding of just life in general, and just an important aspect of what makes us who we are, and even though it's not my field, that's still something that really helps me appreciate what we are and where we are. and it's not something I needed any religion for. And that's another reason I think that's actually part of the reason that's inspired me to possibly get into teaching with my degree, because I learned so much more about evolution just from on YouTube reading online stuff than I ever did from my high school biology class.
Yes.
And honestly, I think I could teach high school biology and do a better job at teaching phylogeny than my high school teacher did.
Yes. Okay, my third question is a playful question, and I've seen people take it in two different paths. The question is, if you were a superhero, what would your power be, and what would your superhero name be? Now, the two different directions people have taken it in is what about their life makes them a hero, which was what I was actually going for. Or, if you were like in a comic book or a movie, what would your powers be?
Well, the problem with the traditional superpowers of like super strength and super speed is the physics just don't line up very well.
Right.
Even if your molecular structure was dense enough that you could have super strength but a normal weight, then unless all the ground that you lift, if you try to lift like an armored truck or a large boulder, unless the ground you're standing on is that super hardened steel that makes up the decks of aircraft carriers, because there's so much pressure putting on such small places with the small surface area of your feet. If you try to lift something like that, you're just going to embed yourself into the ground like a steak. Having super speed, there's only so fast you can process data, so you wouldn't be able to. No, you wouldn't be able to see, you wouldn't be able to breathe, you'd probably blow all your clothes off of you. So what I want, although this would probably violate certain laws of thermodynamics and the ways your neurons work, I would like to be able to read something or just somehow I can absorb information from some sort of visual or reading and be able to memorize it easily and recall it
Eidetic memory?
Yeah, essentially, eidetic memory. I wish that would be my superpower. I could, because I don't know if you ever. There's a short-lived television series called "Who Is John Doe," and
I saw that. I liked it.
His ability to have encyclopedic knowledge of pretty much everything was a better tool than any of those other superpowers to solve real-world problems.
Okay, do you have a real life power? Anything mine is being a brain tumor survivor. I need to come up with a better superhero kind of power. I like to think that I can let people know that they have superpowers. That's my superpower. So what about in your real life might someone consider you a hero for?
Well, I can fold my tongue in a really weird way. I don't know if you call that, but I've only met one other person who can do that.
Yeah.
But let's see. I guess. There's. I'm like I said like twice now already. I'm a computer engineer, and most men who are gifted in things like math and science, they're usually gifted. If they're gifted in other areas, it's similar areas. Not very men with those type of gifts are able to also be gifted in writing, language arts, and I have that ability. I'm really good at grammar, writing, and so on projects that I've had to do where there's a lot of documentation. That's usually been my area, where I'm the person in the group that assembles the presentation, makes sure the write-up looks good, and make sure it's organized correctly.
It makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're good at organizing, and you can curl your tongue.
Yeah.
Okay. My final interview question is: would you like to ask me any questions?
Nothing comes to mind at the moment.
Nothing comes to mind?
Will you subscribe to me on YouTube?
Huh?
Will you subscribe to me on YouTube?
If you subscribe to me on YouTube.
You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I don't know what my name is on it. I think it's Meaty Miltsniff, but it might be Fencewalker Archimedes. Fencewalker is my current.
Well, I'm just jrchadwick, so if you find me, I'll find you.
Okay. All right. So that's it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for the interview.
Thank you. Thank you for interviewing me. Thank you for letting me be a subscriber whore for a second.
More? Any more?
No, I said thank you for letting me be a subscriber whore.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I subscribe to you from the